Erkan Merik's solitary New Year's Eve reveals the truth about Hazal. Was it all just a launchpad? Welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Before we dive into today's video, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel, friends. As the clock turned and the year began, everyone whispered the same question. Who did Erkan Merik spend New Year's Eve with? A glittering party? A luxury getaway abroad? Or a secret romance hidden behind velvet ropes? The truth, however, upended every expectation. Erkan stepped into the new year alone in a quiet gym, pushing through sets while most of the city counted down under confetti. No celebration. No laughter shared between two people. No warm hand in his. And the gossip world immediately sat up. Because this wasn't random solitude. This silence had a shape, a sound, a message. Hazal Sabesai, whose name has been intertwined with Erkan's for months, was nowhere in the frame. No heartfelt caption. No New Year's wish aimed vaguely at a you-know-who. Nothing. Just a digital hush that grew louder by the minute. And then, the questions erupted across social media. Had the breakup already happened? Or worse, was it never truly love? The sharpest claims hit like a cold wave, that Hazal's relationship with Erkan wasn't about romance at all, but about visibility. That she rode the wave of their coupling to propel projects, brand endorsements, and international recognition. That Erkan had been a stepping stone. So what's real? Was it a sincere connection that unraveled in private? Or a polished PR chessboard from the start? Why did Erkan spend the most photographed night of the year alone? Why did Hazal remain silent when silence could be mistaken for strategy? And why did the online chorus turn so unforgiving, so quickly? Tonight we're laying out the whispers, the timeline, and those backstage murmurs few dare to say out loud. If you're ready, let's begin. Erkan's New Year's in the gym. A personal retreat or a declaration without words? New Year's Eve, especially in celebrity circles, is a parade of glitter. Big dinners, fireworks, photo dumps, and carefully framed kisses, every relationship status becomes public currency by dawn. But as 2025 arrived, one name bent the narrative, Erkan Merik. While fans expected champagne in one hand and Hazal's hand in the other, or at least a quiet, intimate post, what surfaced was starkly different. Erkan, alone, focused on reps and form, a phone set to airplane mode. No invite-only rooftop. No ocean view villa. No +1. The moment that image surfaced, one question cut through every chatter thread. Did Erkan choose to be alone that night, or was this solitude the clearest truth left to show? All eyes slid to Hazal. For months, each sighting of them sparked new love headlines. Yet on the biggest night for declarations, Hazal gave none. Not a glossed-over toast implying togetherness. Not a subtle lyric hinting at heartbreak. Nothing. And in this world, where silence is often louder than a press statement, the void told its own story. Insiders now whisper the split didn't hit like a thunderclap, it leaked through the cracks, slowly, quietly. New Year's Eve merely removed the curtains. Because for a figure as socially visible as Erkan, choosing iron over spotlights that night looked like a clean, honest phrase, I'm single. Then came the storm online. Twitter, X, Instagram, and the comment threads beneath entertainment accounts circled the same thesis. Hazal used the relationship to boost her profile. A harsher edge followed. Erkan was the stepping stone, the amplifier. People pointed to the metrics, the sudden spikes, the broader reach outside already devoted fans, the way brand offers seemed to multiply, how her name started appearing at festivals, galas, and in international blogs that previously focused on bigger, louder names. One blunt refrain traveled far: who outside her core base was tracking Hazal's every move before Erkan? It's an unfair simplification. Hazal's work didn't start with this romance, but the net loves a neat narrative. Was it a career leap or a lucky coincidence? Hazal's acting wasn't new. She'd put in years of work, carved out a place, earned the right to be discussed on her own merits. But there's a difference between being known and being inescapable. After she and Erkan were linked, doors she was already knocking on seemed to open faster. Magazine features came stacked. Fashion houses came calling. There were international mentions, red carpet invitations with better placements, and networking rooms that felt warmer. Rumor had it that certain photo ops weren't accidental, that the frames were composed to signal a story, and that Hazal, media-savvy and focused, knew how to capture momentum when the cameras were already watching. And then, there's Erkan's way of dealing with the personal under a public gaze. Those close to him say he moves between extremes, either share a raw truth or shut the world out and let action be the statement. This time, he chose the second path. A New Year's midnight spent with iron plates instead of plates of food said more than 1,000-word post ever could. He turned down the volume of everything but discipline. Work. Training. A strict reset. People who've known him for years repeat a line that keeps surfacing. Erkan builds walls the moment he senses he's become a means to an end. Whether that's fair or not, it's a pattern observers recognize. Why did the stepping stone idea catch fire so quickly? It's an old storyline the gossip world can't seem to retire. The powerful, widely adored male star becomes the launchpad for the partner's next chapter. It's simplistic, yes, and often cruel. But in this case, the elements lined up in uncanny alignment: the international pull around Erkan, the surge in Hazal's visibility, a split that seemed both discreet and unmistakable, and the unforgettable image of him standing alone on a night designed for togetherness. Bundle those together, and the online verdict leans toward one conclusion, whether nuanced truth matches it or not. Why, then, is Hazal taking the brunt? Silence is a double-edged blade. By saying nothing, she avoids feeding a fire. But the vacuum invites everybody else to throw kindling. The criticism sharpened into a larger debate: are we too quick to punish women for being ambitious, strategic, and determined in their careers? Plenty of voices pushed back against the pile-on, arguing that a woman is allowed to grow and leverage visibility just like any man. The counterstrike appeared just as fast: pursuing your dreams is one thing, using someone's fame is another. Caught between those poles, Hazal's every move is parsed and reparsed, her intent questioned by strangers who never shared a room with her. Is Erkan's loneliness a decision? If you look at his rhythm after past endings, there's a familiar choreography: disappear from the noise, pour into physical work, take a job that occupies every hour, maybe even leave town for a while. So in one sense, seeing him at the gym on New Year's wasn't shocking, it was on brand. But the timing made the difference. It's the night when solitude is neon lit. And instead of hiding it, he seemed to put it in the window. Some read that as exhaustion, a quiet way of saying he's done trying to correct other people's narratives. He'll let the weights and the silence say it for him. So what's the final word in this saga, love or publicity? The chapter between Erkan and Hazal may close without a definitive sentence. There's the image of a man alone in a room that smells of chalk and effort. There's the image of a woman who doesn't blink in public, letting the comments pass through the feed like rain on glass. There's a cruel chorus online, hungry for blame more than truth. The pairing of his solitude, her silence, and the speed at which networks draw conclusions creates a portrait harsher than either of them deserves. There might never be a tidy answer to who hurt whom, or whether the relationship was a harbor or a ladder. Some breakups barely whisper, and yet their echoes keep bouncing off the walls for months. Because this story isn't just a split. It's about perception. It's about the power of saying nothing at all. It's about timing, the calendar conspiring with a camera to write a headline no one officially signed. Erkan at the gym, alone, when confetti fell elsewhere, it read like an uncaptioned confession: I'm single, and I'm not pretending otherwise. Hazal's refusal to add a public period only lengthened the sentence. Was it love that lost its footing? Or a strategy that ran its course? Social media chose sides with a speed that never leaves room for breath. Some declared Erkan was used. Others called it lazy sexism to accuse a woman of climbing on a man's shoulders every time she rises. What do you believe? Did two people try and fail under the spotlight's pressure, or did a carefully managed image run out of runway? Maybe we'll never know the truth that sits between their phones, late-night messages, and private rooms where voices are softer. What we do know is simple: this New Year's Eve belonged to an image of Erkan that won't be forgotten, focused, guarded, and alone. That's what people will remember when they talk about this turning point. And that's where we leave it tonight, for now. Tell us. Was this romance the real thing, bruised by attention, or was Erkan really just a stepping stone on the way to brighter billboards? Drop your thoughts below. I read everything. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, and turn on notifications. The world of backstage whispers never sleeps, and we'll be right here, shedding light where others look away. Happy New Year, and see you in the next one.